Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so what if I told you there was one single password, one trick, that could unlock every secure AI on the entire planet? Well, today we're diving into a universal jailbreak that does exactly that. And believe me, the security implications are absolutely massive. You know, we're always told that these AI models are like digital fortresses, right? They're carefully designed and trained to refuse any dangerous or harmful requests. But what if there's a secret key, a universal key that could unlock every single one of them? That's what we call a jailbreak. It's basically tricking an AI into completely ignoring its own safety rules.
So this is how it's supposed to work. You ask for something you shouldn't, and the AI's safety protocols just kick in. Bam, wall goes up, request denied. Simple enough.
But then, researchers from the security firm Hidden Layer found something. They discovered a kind of universal key, a technique that could just knock that wall right down on pretty much any major AI model out there.
They've got a name for it, the policy puppetry attack. And honestly, it's genius. And what makes it so dangerous is just how simple it is. It tricks the AI by making a really nasty request look like an official, high-priority internal command that the AI just feels like it has to obey.
So how in the world does this actually work? Well, the attack is like a really clever recipe. It's got three main ingredients, and they're all designed to completely confuse the AI about what it's supposed to be doing.
What you've got is this really powerful combination of disguise, a little bit of distraction, and some good old-fashioned deception all rolled into one single prompt.
Okay, so step one, the attacker makes the prompt look like a super boring but official policy file, like a JSON or XML document. This file gives the AI new rules, and one of those rules is to forbid it from saying things like, "I'm sorry." So you're basically telling the guard at the door that they're not allowed to say no anymore. Step two, and this is clever, they wrap the entire command up in a creative role-playing scenario. So, for example, they'll ask the AI to generate a script for the TV show House. This totally distracts the model. It gets so focused on the creative task, I have to write a TV script, that it stops paying close attention to the dangerous instructions that are hidden inside.
And finally, the third ingredient. The harmful request itself is hidden in plain sight using leet speak. It's an old hacker trick, swapping letters for numbers and symbols. In the roleplay, this is framed as Dr. House writing a secret, coded message to his team so his boss won't know what he's up to. It's the perfect cover.
Okay, but the really big question here is, why? Why is this one simple-sounding trick so devastatingly effective on almost every single AI model? All right, think of it like a bank vault. In a real bank, the blueprints and the security rules for the guards are kept completely separate from a customer's withdrawal slip, right? But with a large language model, it's like both of those things are written on the exact same piece of paper, and the AI can't always tell which one it's supposed to listen to. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. You see, traditional software has this hard, clear line separating the trusted developer code from any untrusted stuff a user types in. But with LLMs, everything, their core safety rules from the developers and your chat message, it all gets processed as one big continuous stream of text. And that's exactly what makes them so vulnerable, when a user prompt is cleverly disguised to look more important than the original rule.
So look, this discovery, it fundamentally changes how we have to think about AI safety. This isn't about finding some small bug in just one model. No, this is a systemic vulnerability in the very architecture of how these models are built. And if you need proof, just look at this. It's undeniable. A single prompt template works against models from every single major AI lab. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Meta. Even on the most advanced models. All it took was a few minor tweaks to make them fall for the same trick.
The biggest implication here is that the barrier to entry for these kinds of attacks has just completely collapsed. You don't need to be an expert anymore. The researchers literally call it a point-and-shoot method. That means almost anyone can now try to bypass an AI's safety controls.
Okay, so let's just boil this all down. What are the key takeaways? First, one single jailbreak can compromise nearly every major AI. Second, this is possible because of a fundamental flaw. AIs can't reliably tell the difference between their own rules and a user's request. And that leads to a pretty scary conclusion. Right now, these models simply cannot be trusted to effectively police themselves.
And that leaves us with a really critical, maybe even unsettling question for the future. I mean, if an AI's most basic core rules can be rewritten by literally anyone with a clever prompt, how can we ever truly trust it with anything important?
That's the question the entire industry is now being forced to answer.